Hi, welcome back. I'd like to share my experience with this rugged split 37-ton log splitter. I chose to go with the Raven 15 horsepower motor. The Honda motor was currently unavailable. I did some research and Raven is made by Suzuki. One of the disadvantages of the rugged split log splitter is it comes in a box and you have to build everything. You can see we packed the bearings and everything in the hubs with grease and put the castle nuts on. In these future pictures here, you're going to see where I laid all the material out just to get a handle on what all was here to put together. Some of the reviews that I watched about this log splitter is it suggested to have a piece of equipment or something to hoist this beam up in this cylinder, and it was pretty accurate. I'd have to say it weighs about 250 to 300 pounds. Certain fittings had to be installed before other fittings could be put together on these hydraulic actuation valves, or you were not able to spin things together. So it's very critical to pay attention to this when you build it. Also, putting the hydraulic fittings together, it's very important to put the Teflon tape on correctly. You could see here is two different examples. The left one's correct, the right one's not. How it's a little bit excess on the end is very damaging to the hydraulic actuation valve and the pump if it would get into the system. Here's a good example of two of them that were done correctly, and then here's one more example of what not to do. Every piece of this log splitter had to be built from scratch, all the way to this log lift table to mounting the motor on. It's just best just to take your time, lay everything out, and just not get overwhelmed. The videos I watched online suggested it took about 4 hours to build. I was fortunate enough to have some help from my dad, so we pretty much knocked it out in 2 hours, both hands on deck. With there being so many hydraulic connections, I went around and marked each one with a marker as I tightened them so I wouldn't forget one. Also, keep in mind there's a low pressure side and a high pressure side. It says it right on the hose, which one belongs where. Low pressure hose is rated for 1000 psi. That would be considered the return back to the tank. What made me decide to go with this rugged split machine is pretty much the price. It's almost half the cost of the competitors out there. I paid $5,000 for this unit, plus I had to build it, and there was an estimated $300 in oil. This unit comes standard with a single wedge and a 4-way wedge. I purchased this 6-way wedge extra. I ran several rounds through this machine. Everything seemed to work pretty good. I'd have to say the most negative effect of this machine was having to build it from pretty much scratch. Please stay tuned to a future video where I show how I process my firewood. From bringing logs to the cutting area, to cutting rounds, to running several different options through this log splitter with single wedge, 4-way wedge, and 6-way wedge to see the time difference. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. Also in our next video, I will be displaying our new saw that we bought for the farm, Steel 661. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification. We'll see you on the next one.